Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and I actually remembered a couple videos back I had shown this knife, and I said that I was actually going to be doing a review on it, or an overview as I normally do, and kind of skipped my mind, but I did get some people that were interested in listening to what I thought about the knife, so I figured I'd go ahead and show you guys. This is, as you can see by the title, the CRKT Nirk Tighe 2. This is the smaller version of the Nirk Tighe, and it's a great knife. I've been carrying it for a couple weeks now, and I really enjoyed it. I'm not too fond of lockback mechanism knives, but this one, just because of how unique it is and all that, it really caught my eye. So let's take a look at the knife itself. Obviously, as you can see right from the get-go, the coloration on the handle of the knife is basically what catches your eye. You know, that kind of silver with the blue peeking through is really nice. It makes the knife look very elegant, which is what I would say this knife would fall into the category of maybe like an gentleman's knife. You know, like an EDC for somebody that maybe wears slacks or khakis or something like that to work or on a daily basis. But it's a knife. You can use it for pretty much whatever you would want to use it, which is the great thing about having a knife that serves a dual role. This is the design of the actual knife is very interesting. It's the metal handle or the metal frame. It actually is stamped and then folded over, so it makes for a very minimalistic design. Obviously you see the cutouts. It definitely reduce a lot of the weight of the knife itself, so it carries very nice. You do get this really nice high polished pocket clip, and it is reversible. You can do tip up or tip down, but only right hand carry. So it's actually not tapped on the other side for left hand carry. So again, something to consider. This is a flipper mechanism. The flipper comes out really nicely. It's got like a slight angle to it, which actually helps a lot with the tension. You don't have to put a lot of tension to actually flip the knife, and because of the mechanism, it's kind of like a smaller ball bearing mechanism in there. It slides out really nice. Um, you know, the blade comes out very fast, and it locks up really nicely. Now, as I mentioned before, this is a lockback mechanism, but the actual lock to depress is all the way in the back over here. So what that does is when the knife is in the open position, the tighter you actually grip the knife, the more it locks up, which is really cool feature because you don't have to worry about accidentally pressing that lock and the knife coming undone and maybe closing on you or anything like that. They do have these really nice finger grooves already cut out into the handle itself, so your fingers fall in there very nicely. And the flipper comes up and meets this area on the knife, and it becomes almost like a finger guard into the first finger choil there, so it's really nice. Obviously not jimping, no jimping whatsoever. There's a slight thumb ramp right here, but this would be more if you want to go ahead and choke up on the knife itself, and it works pretty nicely. But again, this is I wouldn't consider this a heavy use knife. It's like an EDC gentleman's folder, like I mentioned before. You do have these two cutouts on the blade as well, and if you did want to use those to open the blade, I found that trying to use the one closest to the choil right here it's very difficult. So if you want to open it with that, you can actually come down to the second one, and that makes it a lot easier to open. But again, it takes a little bit more effort because your thumb has to kind of extend all the way out. So if you have smaller hands, maybe it won't reach. You have to reposition your hand, so that's always a pain. So it's always good just to use the flipper, and it opens up really nicely, as you guys can see there. It also has a pretty sizable lanyard hole in the back here, so if you do want to throw a lanyard on there, maybe a decorative lanyard or something like that, that would be pretty nice. The weight on the knife itself is 3.3 ounces, so it's a very lightweight knife. Like I mentioned before, very easy to carry, very slim and very sleek. One of the biggest things that I really like about the knife is the way they did the pocket clip. The pocket clip has really good retention, but because it's so smooth on the clip and the actual the handle, it goes in and out of the pocket really nice, but it actually secures it on there. One thing I did find is that after about a week and a half of using it, the screws were actually coming loose a little bit, so I just had to throw a little bit of Loctite in there, and they're good to go now. So it's something to keep in mind if you want to go ahead and pick up this knife. The length of the blade itself is 3.25 inches, so great length for EDC. As you guys can see, it is a full flat hollow grind on the blade there, and I'm leaving fingerprints all over it. You do get a really nice recurve right in the front of the blade, so it definitely makes it a good slicer. And again, pretty much for any EDC task it's going to be a great knife. So by way of comparison, as always, let me go ahead and bring something out. This is a knife that's been becoming very popular. This is a Kershaw Cryo, and I figured I'd bring this one out, and the reason for it is because a lot of people know the size of this knife, but also because I feel that these two knives kind of fit in a similar category. The Cryo, because of the look and the size and all that, it could be considered a gentleman's knife as well, but it's just those knives that you look at them and they just look really cool. They got that cool factor right off the get-go. You look at the Nirk Tighe, you look at the Cryo, and you're like, man, those are really cool looking knives. Especially the Cryo with its kind of uniform titanium look to it, and then the Nirk Tighe with the the offsetting colors with the silver and the blue. They definitely attract a lot of attention. Size-wise, the Nirk Tighe is going to be a little bit bigger because of the actual size of the blade. Let me show you right here, side to side. Obviously pretty similar in the width. They're both flow-through designs, so very easy to clean. Obviously this one's got the cutouts on the handle itself, so even easier to clean. You don't really have to take it apart if you needed to get inside the actual knife and all that. And then the blade, as you guys can see there, obviously the blade is a lot bigger on the Nirk Tighe. So again, this is the CRKT Nirk Tighe 2. They do make a bigger version, which is the Nirk Tighe. And after having this one and carrying it around, I might consider picking that one as well. I just really like the simplistic mechanism. The lockback is really easy to disengage. The flipper works really nice, and I haven't had any issues whatsoever with the knife, besides the issue with the screws on the pocket clip, but that was easily fixed. So let me know if you guys have any questions and what you think of it. Thank you.